Okay, so this is going to be a final update for this vehicle. It's a 307. Which particular year, sir? Let me even check. 2002. So this is 2002 production. 2.0 liter EW10J4 engine with 5-speed manual transmission. It's a very fun car to drive, honestly. Quite interesting. So where did I stop earlier? We mounted engine, started, like I pointed out, it was I said it appeared everything was okay. However, I needed some issues to sort out, and the issues were the car not necessarily misfiring, but was jerking, which was doing that even before I mounted the engine. So I was surprised that the issue remained. So I kind of took, okay, probably it's something else that was doing that, which I suspected was from the motorized throttle body. So the motorized throttle body kept coming up on the scan to 40, then also vacuum leak from the intake manifold. So what did I do? I said, okay, we'll get another intake manifold and the motorized throttle body. By the next day, started the car, the engine was making noise. That noise was actually there the first day I started it. But when you put an engine or start an engine that sat for a very long time, let's just say for months or years, without oil, because normally all these used engines, they don't have oil in them. By the time they ship them from one country to another, the old oil in the engine dries off, or they leak out, and so when you eventually start such engines, the engine will be rattling. It will rattle for a while. So I kind of thought, okay, maybe that's why the engine was kind of making one kind of sound. But by the next day, it got worse. Was that, in fact, it became obvious that the noise was from the bearing on the crankshaft. That's how it was sounding. So, which is, I always tell people that just because you are buying a used engine, Tokumbo engine, does not mean that the engine is brand new engine. I mean, all these things is what people regard as luck. So we concluded that the engine was not good enough. This was the Tokumbo engine. So I took it back, and so what we now called the owner and we discussed. Eventually, we came to a conclusion that since the bottom of the old engine, which is the block downwards, was in good condition. So why not just change the cylinder head? Risk it, because the cylinder head you are buying does not mean it must be in good condition. It's basically the same risk we took in buying new used engine. Engine anyway. So eventually we returned the old one, the Tokumbo engine that was making that noise. Now, but the same seller sold the cylinder head to us, not from the engine we returned, from another engine, Tokumbo as well. So we mounted it, started it, and of course, as expected, it made that noise that usually will make when you change an engine that's not been used for a very long time. But after a while, the noise stopped. I mean, I've driven the car for many days now, and the noise has completely gone. So the engine side sorted out, but then the limp mode continued, jerking continued. So yesterday, which was Sunday, 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, 3rd December 2023. So I because I brought the car back home on 2nd, which was Saturday. So on Sunday I went to work. So find out why, because even we had to get another. We changed the intake manifold, changed the motorized throttle body, but first I started the car after doing all that with the Tokumbo newly purchased cylinder head. The car went into leap mode again. Drove the car, checking and the rest. So I was like, okay, I need to deal with this. Even when I scanned the last time, I was showing fuel injector control cylinder 2. So I swapped the plugs, tested, I put a different spark plugs, swapped the cylinder 2 fuel injector to cylinder 4, took the cylinder 4 injector to cylinder 2. What else? I removed the map sensor because I put another map sensor in case the map sensor is just messing up the whole thing, even though it's not showing it's faulty. So I put back the old map sensor. Then let me open the bonnet so that you guys are able to explain. I want people to actually learn from this, the work from, because you might end up having similar issue, or will help you with troubleshooting in your case. Hold on. Ooh, this is very hot. Wow. Okay. So, there's no problem.
So you are using this thing for motor?
Yeah, I'm kind of taking a video of the vehicle.
To send the video?
No, I'm taking a video. I'm doing a tutorial, so making a video of it. All right. So, I was saying. So, this is the used injector. I'm going to show you guys later the stuff I changed. The motorized throttle body MTB. This is the Tokumbo one. This is the map sensor that I put back. This is one that came with the car, so I put a different one for the engine. So after the jacking, when the jacking continues, so I put back the old one. Now, what I noticed was on this fuel injectors. So I took the cylinder. This is cylinder 2. I took the cylinder, this injector to the cylinder 4. Took the 4 to cylinder 2 because it pointed out that cylinder 2 injector control has a problem. So I swapped. But then I now noticed that these connectors were actually changed. 1, cylinder 4, 3 and 2. No, cylinder 4, 3 and 1 were changed in the past. I hope I got it right. I know cylinder 1, cylinder 4. So either one of these two, but we are changed in the past. The connectors, not the injectors. So what I now did was I now removed the old, because I could see where it was twisted. The wires were joined together. So I assume probably they are losing contact there. So I cut off the old joint where they joined together. Now created fresh joint on the tray. So making it 6 wires. So did that, remove the spark plug, put another spark plugs. There's something there I noticed. So I was like, okay, all these things we've done still have not shown anything concerning air leak. It's possible that the intake manifold change was still okay. It's possible that it's faulty, So decided, or it's also possible that the previous intake manifold, motorized throttle body was still okay. So what I did was, I said, okay, let me even check here. So when I remove this cover for filling up the oil, so I found something like a big dent. It looked like a layer of sand from here to here. gummed on on that surface from here to here, and it has been there for a long time. In fact, this is the cover that came with even this is the cover that came with the old engine, the cylinder head. So we used it on the Tokumbo cylinder head purchased. So meaning that all this while this paint didn't cover this place well, the cylinder head cover, which is the intake, which could also actually contribute or be the cause of that intake manifold air leak that the mouth sensor was pointing at. So I now got something, cleaned it off, because there's no how you have that thing here and you'll be able to seal it up completely, because it means one side will close, this side will not close. So all those while there has been vacuum leak there was a vacuum leak issue from here. So I also cleaned off the other side of it and then close it. All these things happened yesterday, third. So they all happened. I did all these things at home on the 3rd of December 2023, which was Sunday. So by the time I finished everything, I started the car. It started well, no rough idle, no misfire. Took it for a drive on the street, no rough idle, no misfire, no limp mode. Enter the expressway, push it hard, no misfire, no rough idle, no limp mode. In fact, the acceleration became much faster, smoother, and the rest. So meaning that's how we solved all the problem. So as it is now, which of these was work that I did that virtually fixed the misfire, the rough idle, the limp mode, and the jerking? I don't know. But all I did was I ruled out everything. That's what I always say. There are issues that will come up. Apply elimination method. Don't start throwing in pass until apply elimination method. So let's go to the car boot. I'll show you the cars. So one of the, you can see this one have started leaking. One of the rear shock absorbers was leaking. Which side? I think it was this side. The left rear left side was leaking. So we decided to change both anyway. So this one is still okay. This one has started leaking, but it has not failed completely. So we need to get rid of it. This work regarding catalyst. This is the old MTB. Might still be good, so I don't know. I'm not putting it back. It's now up to the owner. So we changed the front right suspension shock absorber mount. Was bad. I was making noise. This is the rear muffler bushing holding the parts. Is it muffler or is it not? I don't know. So this is the oil cylinder head. Can see. So this is the one that came with the car, the one we removed. Now what we did was we went and grinded it, checked the valves. One of the valves was bad, so we changed the valve, the faulty one. Then changed the valve seals. So I suggested to the owner to still go back with the cylinder head, because it doesn't necessarily mean it has failed completely. But for me, you can choose to discard it later in future, but let him hold on to it for now. Considering that in a few years' time, I don't think you'll be able to get this kind of parts in the market again. Give me 5 years, or a little bit more, or even less. You might not be able to get EW10J for an engine anymore. So don't take it for granted. This is the engine oil used. In fact, we had to buy 2 of these, because remember the Tokumbo engine, the one when we put the first engine, we bought this, and when the engine started making that noise, It's recommended to you not to use the oil in that engine, just to leave it there. And because you can't, meaning that if I was from the bearing, so meaning that there will be severe wear, and those metal particles will go and settle or will mix with the engine oil. So if you go and introduce it on this current engine, you are transferring the problem to the engine. So I decided to get another oil. So it wasn't a pleasant thing to do, but it has to be done to protect the engine. So we had to also buy another oil filter. So the work ended up consuming 10 liters of oil and 2 oil filters. And so I'm not going to do a test drive because the owner is taking the car today, so I don't even have the time for that. The car is very dirty, so I'll be from here. Oh, one more thing, we also changed the engine speed sensor. Yeah, I'll change the engine speed sensor. Oh, the AC is on. Let me switch it off. Change the engine speed sensor because I remember when we mounted the used engine that I purchased, the car started to not just have start, it wasn't even starting at all. It wasn't starting. Then once I touched the engine speed sensor connector, it will start. So it did the same thing after we removed the cylinder head, put the purchase cylinder head. It started doing the same thing. So I decided, you know what, both the connector to the engine speed sensor and the engine speed sensor itself, we change them. So I've got to use the engine speed sensor. And since then, the car cranks every time. But before then, sometimes it starts, sometimes it will not start until you have to go and touch the cylinder, the engine speed sensor for it to start. Okay. So this is it. So that brings it to the end of the video. I'm trying to remember, we did other works too. One of the doors was not working. This particular one here wasn't opening, but I was able to get somebody that came and able to fix it, so it opens now. Alright, so I don't know what I'm trying to remember now. So this one too was changed. You can see. So okay, so that's the end of it. So few lessons to learn from here. Be very careful. When you're buying a used engine for someone, you need to have a concrete agreement with the seller, because don't assume that engine must be in good condition. Trust me, even the used engine, call it Tokumbo or whatever, might even be in a better, the old one you're changing might be in a better condition than the one you purchased. So this is the first time it has happened to me ever since I started working and replacing engines for people. First time I bought an engine and it had a problem. So have somebody, because if you are not careful, you might buy. Remember, it took about 3 days, if not more. In fact, what are you saying? About 5 days before we now started the car. The sound didn't come out the first day. It was like the second day that noise started. So meaning that there are some people you could buy the engine from, and you may not be able to get your money back, or get another engine replacement from the person without any charge. So that's my point. Be very careful. I can tell people, I can buy the engine for you, but I'm going to charge you more than they sell in the market because of this type of responsibility. So if you want, hey, buy it yourself, bring it. If there's any problem with the engine, you bring man, it's your responsibility. Either you go with the car in that condition and pay us for the labor, or you pay additional money for us to remove the engine and you take it back to wherever you purchase it. So it's your headache, it's your responsibility. So everything is working well now, and that's what I'm saying. Be very careful and don't misuse the current engine you have. Don't make it like, oh, you can always buy another engine. You well, there are some people that have changed engine within a space of 3 years. They change up to 4 engines because they keep failing. After a month of usage, the engine will start smoking or making one kind of sound or fail, simply because the ones they were buying, unfortunately for them, were not in good health. At the time you mount it, within a day or two, it might perform well, but probably the previous user abused the engine or whatever, and you end up having another weak engine where you probably could no longer return the engine. So so the idea of replace engine, don't have that kind of belief. Don't use your car with that kind of mindset, because like I said, you might not be able to get a good engine again if you lose your current one, especially depending on engine model. If you are using EW engine, ES engine, they are fading out of the market. They are fading. They may not tell you now, but they are already wiping this engine out of European market. So it's just a question of time. We'll see them again in Nigerian markets. So manage what you have. Change your timing when you check the rollers, because that was what led to this one. It wasn't that the timing or the zero belt failed. The rollers or the tensioner failed and damaged the belt. From there, it damaged the valves and led to what happened. So look at all these settings, check them well, and So I hope lessons are learned, and also how I was able to fix the jerking, the limp mode, and rough idle issues. The process it took to get them sorted. Okay, so that's going to be the final update. So I'm not doing any other one because the owner is taking the car basically from here, or when I close for work I'll return it to him from here. Okay, so till another work or video.